And our 1 week format, actually 1995 to grow into where we knew we had to go to 3 bands. And so we geared up and we got ready, and in 1996 we went to 3 bands. It was still a 1 week format. A couple of years after that, we realized we need to go to a 2 week format. We talked to staff and planned schedules for quite some time. And lo and behold, then we went to 2 week format, 2 bands. Last year when we topped 200, about 203 for the middle level camp, we thought, you know, we better prepare just in case. Little did we know that the camp would grow by 20%, and we hit 253. We actually had to turn away people this year. We had no more room. We used every space in this building that we were allowed to. We would have sectionals for small sections in a practice room. The Warhawk Band, actually, this was their rehearsal hall. We also used the Fern Young Terrace in the lobby of the Young Auditorium. We used the Ketchel Center next week. So I thank you for your support, because it's the parents, the directors that make this happen. And it's been a lot of fun. Most of my colleagues in the area would say, you have how many middle school students for 1 week? Doesn't that scare you? No, not at all. Not at all. Okay, we're getting set here. Warhawk Band, you're going to join me here in just a second. You'll notice the house lights are still up. That's because there's something I believe in personally, and this country's become very much aware of since the writing of Stephen Ambrose, by the way, is a local Whitewater boy, if you know the name from his writings. His writings caused the movie Saving Private Ryan. Or those who have been backstage have seen the quote of the architect of this building, and he talks about how future generations will say, see what our fathers did for us. Actually, should have been fathers and mothers, but we're much more aware of the efforts of previous generations now, thanks to Stephen Ambrose and the folks who put together that movie, and Tom Brokaw, etc. I was fortunate in that my parents were older, and I was made aware of the efforts of previous people, previous generations, from all sides of my family. This camp exists because of a visionary man who made a decision in 1965, a man who is, for a few years, I was honored to call my mentor on campus, and has always been my mentor off campus. A year doesn't go by I don't call him, hardly a month sometimes, and it's just comforting to know he's there whenever I need him. He's been a great source of inspiration and help for me. And he founded this camp. His grandson played earlier this evening, but this is all possible because of the vision of Professor of Music Emeritus and Director of Bands Emeritus, Dr. Dennis K. Rohrs. Denny, please stand. Let us thank you. Denny, where are you? hope you all have it in yours in your life. It's a wonderful feeling. I mentioned what a great educator Dave Mueller was. His daughter was married a week ago, well, yeah, 2 weeks ago, tomorrow. And how cool is Dave Mueller? They can tell you he's phenomenal, he's a jazz trumpet player and all that, but this is how cool he is. He arranged so that when the wedding toast, the bride toast of the bride and groom occurred, and they clicked their glasses, that through the panoramic view of the country club, just over the trees, beyond one fairway, fireworks would go off. Yeah. So, it's a really neat story, and that's just the type of person he is. Please welcome back to the stage the conductor of the Warhawk Band, Mr. David Mueller.
Good evening. Welcome to tonight's final concert performance. I'm Danielle Decker.
And I'm Carla Cannon. The Warhawk Band will be playing a selection of songs I'm sure you will enjoy.
We'll be conducted by Mr. Mueller.
Our first song is a piece entitled Wingate Festival.
Wingate Festival was written by composer Claude T. Smith.
Some interesting aspects of this piece to look for is the articulation and tempo changes.
We feel this piece gives an excellent impression of what our band has accomplished in the past week.
Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the Warhawks Band music.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Brian Wallace, and I'm going into 8th grade at Fort Ackley Middle School. Our next selection we will be playing is The Air for Eventide, composed by Hugh Stewart. An interesting thing about this piece is that it is slow, connected, and very dramatic.
Hi, my name is Chris Mayer and I go to Longfellow Middle School in Milwaukee. Our third selection for tonight is Fanfare and Festival, which has two movements that are named Fanfare and Festival. Make sure to look for the dynamics and the bright melodies. This tune originates in a Renaissance village.
this guy. Staff, I'm going to ask you to come along the wings and make a few announcements here, please. First of all, thank you so much for entrusting us with the lives and education and musical growth of your children. Those people are Sarah Howard, Karen Hudak, Nicola Bunsky, Jessica Medow, Leanne Ryman, Stephanie Shodas, Kyle Sinkus, and Chelsea Van Aken. Congratulations. Very, very difficult to decide, but the staff has voted to award 8 Most Improved Scholarships, and the scholarship is worth $75 toward next year's camp. The recipients are Daniel Donlin, Jake Eastman, Alex Groth, Marcus Hawkins, Stephen Mudrock, Chris Murphy, Ben Zajac, and Jose Santiago. Jose? The staff voted to award 3 scholarships to people they felt were outstanding musicians. The scholarship is worth $150 for next year's camp. And the 3 individuals are Robert Koenig, Sarah Moy, and Jennifer Shodas. And finally, the award, which we call the Outstanding Camper, for just absolutely excellence in musicianship, excellence in attitude and work ethic, and just all around, phenomenal contributions to the camp in many, many ways. The scholarship is a full ride, free ride to next year's camp. So we obviously take all of these very seriously. The staff voted to give 3 of these awards. So please join me in congratulating, please, Danielle Decker, Melissa Mansfield, and Jacob Scheider.
I would be remiss if I just did take a couple of seconds. We've had an awful lot of vocalizing, so I don't want to be very, very long about this, but I just wouldn't feel right if I didn't have a chance to say how much of a magnificent camp that you have here. I'm from Eau Claire. This is only my first camp I've done in Whitewater. It's for my first middle school camp. And I am absolutely impressed by so many things. Number one is the organization of the music staff that has put this together. I've worked in camps in upstate New York, in the Carolinas, and a host of other places. I've never seen the organization and dedication of kids that I have at UW-Whitewater. Number two, I have never seen a group of coaches and staff people who work literally 14 to 15 hours a day to make the best possible experience for your children. So what Dr. Hayes was saying about that is absolutely true, and I think you know this, but I hope anybody who doesn't, I want to let you know that you not only have some magnificent children, but you also have at this university one of the truly remarkable, wonderful human beings in the field of college directing. So take advantage of that. This is a good place to go to school.
I'm Manny Camillo. I had something written, but I lost it. So bear with me. I'm introducing, well, I'm going to high school too, in Central. But anyway, I'm introducing Fiero. The translation from Spanish means fire. This song is the band's favorite song. They have worked so hard and put so much effort into it. I hope you enjoy this as much as we do playing it. Good night, and drive home safely.
And just give.
We just had to take a picture of our milkweed with all the monarchs. I don't know if I'll be able to get close enough to really catch a view of them, but there's about a dozen monarchs fluttering around out there. Also, my impatiens has gotten a lot prettier. I've been fertilizing it and watering it because it's been so dry. I think that one hanging there must be trying to lay eggs, because it's laying very still. In the background there's another one that's opening and closing its wings, feeding on the milkweed. I'm waiting for this one to open its wings. The inside of their wings, there it goes a little bit. It's so much brighter. The outside of their wings is kind of gray in comparison. Come on, butterfly, flutter your wings.